We spoke before the New Year's break about Congressman Steve Scalise and the fact that he is now being accused of having spoken at a white supremacist convention. And what's fascinating about this is that nobody seems to be able to get their stories straight as to what did or did not happen. 2 days ago, or maybe now it's been more like 3 or 4 days ago. I don't remember exactly when I read it. Slate ran a piece which quoted Kenny Knight, a close associate of former KKK leader David Duke. And Kenny Knight supposedly booked the room for the white supremacist group known as Euro. And Kenny Knight claimed, yes, I invited Steve Scalise to speak to the Jefferson Heights Civic Association, which was largely comprised of elderly people who lived in his and Scalise's neighborhood. The meeting of the Civic Association, Knight said, just happened to be in the same room as the Euro conference later that day, and Knight told the Times-Picayune that he was not a member of Euro and had nothing to do with any of the white supremacist speakers at the conference. That's what Kenny Knight originally said. As it turns out, though, Lewis, not surprisingly to you maybe, Kenny Knight was indeed lying. Not only was Kenny Knight a member of the white supremacist Euro group, but, quote, documents filed with the Louisiana Secretary of State's office list him as treasurer. He is also listed as a member of the group in a 2002 press release from the conference in question, where he was scheduled as a speaker. So logically, reporters go to Kenny Knight and they say, you said this, the evidence is completely different. How do you explain this? And Knight hung up twice on reporters for the Times-Picayune. And eventually he said, is that 15 years ago? I don't even remember that. I'm not communicating anymore with the news media. I'm finished with y'all. And with that, Lewis, he kicked sand all over all the other kids in the sandbox, then walked away and then dumped a bunch of horse manure in it, because if he can't play in the sandbox, nobody can.
That's a good metaphor. Yeah. I think clearly there are people trying to cover here. And when you have stories that are, opposites, people are lying, and this is not going to go well for him.